Hey, RA from IgnitePOST here. Today I'm beyond excited to walk you through one of our latest integrations at IgnitePOST, which allows you to send real pen and ink handwritten notes directly from a Klaviyo workflow. If you haven't dealt with Klaviyo workflows before, they're super powerful. Essentially, they let you automate timely touch points in communication with your customers by using the segmentation and personalization abilities in Klaviyo. So now this is super powerful because not only can you set up workflows and target people using emails, but you can actually use all those same segmentation and personalization features, but send someone a real pen and ink handwritten note, which is extremely powerful. They tend to perform about 30 times better than emails. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to walk you through how to set it up and show you how simple and easy it is to trigger those handwritten cards directly from a Klaviyo workflow. So if you see my screen here, I am in the Klaviyo dashboard, and what I've done is I've clicked into the flows area. And so you'll see there's a number of flows set up for a bunch of scenarios. So as an example, I'm going to click into this extend LTV flow that I have set up. And what this flow lets me do is it is a churn prevention flow. So whenever somebody is about to churn, this flow kicks into action. Because essentially I know somebody is typically in my subscription for 6 months and then has a great risk of churning. That's kind of the length that they're in my subscription. So what I've done here is when somebody enters that segment, they enter at the 5-month mark after they've been in the subscription for 5 months. I know that, okay, a churn might be coming up. So what I'm going to do is preempt that. And I'm going to reach out with a handwritten note with an offer to say, hey, thanks so much for being a customer. Here's an offer for your next 3 months of your subscription to kind of extend them and get them over that bridge and past the typical 6-month mark. So that's what you see here. So I have a trigger. The trigger is when someone joins my subscription members who are about to churn segment. I then look to see if an order has been placed in the last 30 days. If so, I say, hey, thanks so much for your order. If not, I want to reach out and send a handwritten note. And so that's what this notification is doing. And before I dive in and show you exactly how that notification is set up, let me show you what you need to do to configure IgnitePOST to be able to send a handwritten card from a flow like this. So what I do is I actually start on my IgnitePOST dashboard. So this is my IgnitePOST dashboard. If you don't have an account, sign up. It's free to create an account. And then click the letter templates area at the top of your dashboard. And essentially what letter templates are is they are a predefined card that you can then trigger anytime you want. You can have an arbitrary number of templates set up. So as you see, I have a template called churn prevention. And if I dive in and take a look at that, this is the card that I'm going to want to trigger in the flow that I just showed you. So it's my churn prevention card. I fill in my default return address details. By the way, all of this can be changed at the time you actually trigger the card, but you can at least set it up by default. And then I type out the message that I want. This message is, hey, love having you as a customer. Hope you're enjoying everything. Here's a coupon code for 15% off the next 3 months of your subscription, or you can scan the QR code on the front of the card. You can come in here and set up any type of handwriting style that you want. I'm going to choose this style because I like it and it resembles my handwriting the closest. And you can also upload any image you want to be used on the front of the card. So here I have an offer to take advantage of. So I actually put it in a QR code and said scan me. Obviously, if you had your own logo, you can put it here, but you're free to create any creative you want on the front of the card. And that's it. So I'm going to save this card here. And now I have this churn prevention card that I can trigger anytime I want. So now I'm going to go back to my Klaviyo flow and I'm going to set this up. So in my Klaviyo flow, what I've done is I'm going to drag over the notification object and place it exactly where I want to trigger the notification to send a handwritten note. So I've already done that. So I'm going to click in here and let's go through some of these things so that you can know what's going on. So when I click the notification, the first thing is we want to send an email to operator@ignitepost.com. That's our operator bot. When an email comes in, it will actually route your order to one of our handwriting robots that will write and ship directly to your intended recipient. So all of the emails should be routed to operator@ignitepost.com. The subject should be handwritten because that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a real handwritten pen and ink note. And then in terms of the email itself, we actually give you a template to follow so that we know how to interpolate the variables and the information and message that you give us. And if you're curious, you can always go to ignitepost.com and you can take a look at our solutions tab. And here there's a turn emails into handwritten cards walkthrough. And if you scroll down, you'll see in the middle of that page, there is a template that you can literally just copy and paste. And so if you copy this and then go over into your notification, you can just paste it in. And from there, it's just a matter of filling in the information that you want included in the handwritten card. So the first thing is the API key. Your API key you actually get from the IgnitePOST dashboard. So when you go to IgnitePOST, you can come over to the drop-down area and you go to API keys. Whoops, there we go. So you come to the API keys area by clicking API keys. And as you can see, if you don't have one, you create a new API key. And then what I would do is I would hit show, which would show the key. And then you would copy and paste the entire API key. You then bring that key over to your Klaviyo dashboard and just paste it in between the double square brackets. So that allows you to connect your account. The next thing that you want to do is tell us what letter template you actually want triggered. So remember, we went and set up a specific letter template that we want triggered in this case. So let's go to the IgnitePOST dashboard. We'll go to the letter templates. And if I view this churn prevention template by clicking view, you'll see up at the top in the URL, there is this ID right at the end here, 1873. So that's the letter template that I want to use. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to type in 1873. Now that is connected to the letter template I just set up, and now I am free to edit the rest of the message with whatever information I want. So the font that I selected is the Nelson font. If I wanted to use a different font, I could obviously write the name of the font in here. The message, I can type anything I want. This is the default message that I had set up previously, but obviously I can type anything I want here. So as you see, I'm pulling in some custom variables from Klaviyo, like first name, but you're not limited to just that. If you wanted to pull information in such as a previous order history or something about the customer that's already stored in Klaviyo, you can definitely do that. And you can really, really personalize it so that the message is as personal as possible. And then the rest of these are pretty self-explanatory. So the sender name and address is the address that we're going to use for the return address on the outside of the envelope. And then the recipient name and the recipient address, you'll also have to fill in because that tells us where to send your handwritten card. So it's as simple as just clicking in between the double square brackets and then pulling in the correct information from Klaviyo. So here you see I'm pulling in the first name, I'm pulling in the address, the city, state, zip, and the person's email. And that's it. So now that you have this set up, I click save. And now that this is saved, you have added a handwritten note touch point that's going to be triggered directly from a Klaviyo flow. So this is super powerful. One thing, any Klaviyo flow that you have set up right now can be retrofit with a handwritten note touch point by merely adding a notification and going through those same steps. And any new flow that you set up can also now have a handwritten note touch point. So we're super excited for this. It's super powerful. I want to see how everybody uses this. So if you have ideas, we would love to hear about how you're thinking about using this or specific use cases. If you have any trouble going through and setting this up, by all means reach out to our team. Support@ignitepost.com is the easiest way to get a hold of a member of our team. And we'd be happy to walk you through and make sure that you get set up and that you hit your goals. So thanks so much, and we're excited to see how you use this. See you later.